Hello, everyone. Today I am talking to Urbi Khan. Hi, Urbi. How are you?
I'm good, Brune. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks. You are in Whitby, which is in the Greater Toronto area, east of Toronto, and you are going to be telling a story on the theme of DNA this Sunday, December 13th, on Bodies of Stories. And I'm very excited to have you on the show. So thank you for sending me your story. Can you tell us how you got into personal storytelling?
So I began performing true personal stories back in November of 2019 when I came across replay storytelling.
Yeah.
And the reason that I decided to pursue this route was because, um, can I start over again? I'm messing up. Or
Yeah.
should we keep going?
Hello, everyone. Today I am talking to Urbi Khan, who is in the Greater Toronto area. Hi, Urbi. How are you?
Hi, Brune. How are you doing today? I'm good.
Cool. Yeah, I'm good too. I feel like we're like, yeah. How are you? Um,
Yeah.
so, thank you for talking to me today. You are going to be telling a story this Sunday, December 13th, on the theme of DNA. So, first of all, thank you for sending me your story.
Thank you
Um,
for having me.
Yeah, it's so good. I can't wait for people to hear it. So why don't I start by reading your quick bio that you sent me for the show, and we can go from there. So you live in Whitby, which is east of Toronto. You are a multimedia journalist and storyteller based in Toronto or the Greater Toronto area. Your storytelling interests include ideas that live on society's fringes, minority communities' issues, and our collective familial psyche. I think we should talk about that. Your goal in life is to stay curious, stay interested, and stay moving with hope in a global pandemic. So the collective familial psyche, should we just jump right in there?
The reason I included that in my bio because of the story that I'm telling this Sunday. Because as I was thinking of telling the story and trying to um, converge on all my emotions onto this topic, was because, okay, is this a relatable story? Is this a story that a lot of other people are facing as well? Because of course, DNA is a very, as when you gave us a story theme, that was it was a very, like, okay, you really have to deep dive into yourself and understand where you're coming from and what kind of stories you want to tell in that is relatable to other people, but very, very personal to you and the making of who you are.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think the question, do a lot of people, like, will a lot of people, will it resonate with a lot of people? Is it something that a lot of people go through? I think it's something you get the answer to once you tell your story.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um, and so, okay, so how did the personal storytelling journey start for you? How did you get into it?
Right. So it started for me in late 2019, back in November, when I came across replay storytelling. And
Which is
I did
another
it
show
right
in
after.
Toronto. Sorry.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly, in our storytelling community. And it was right after I did my exchange program, study abroad program in Australia. So it was a theme on traveling. So I thought, okay, I will share my story here because um, I've always been like, I'm one of those crazy people who talk to themselves. So if I didn't do a storytelling show, then I'd be pretty much like just talking to myself, trying to figure out my feelings and or to do in order to just lay things out for myself. So I thought, okay, how do I do this in a very organized way and talk to an audience? Because I really do like connecting with people. And as you mentioned that in my from my bio that I am a journalist. So through my journalism work, I get to connect with people and learn about their stories. So from this point of view, I am coming and still connecting with people from my story point of stories. So it's like a converging of the two worlds, but I'm keeping my journalism world and my storytelling world different at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. And so how was that first experience of telling a personal story in front of an audience?
I remember it was very intimidating, because I remember, okay, I don't care if there's even like two people in the room. Um, I need to bring my best, as in these people are giving me their time to listen to my story, and I need to give tell a story that is very personal, but tell it in a way that is relatable for them as well, because they are giving me their time of day. So when I remember going up in front of the mic and telling my story, I just remember looking at different faces in the audience, and I tried not to say on like one person, because that means that I'm kind of pointing them out. So I went, okay, we're all sharing a space here all together. So when I tell my story, we can all connect and just have a good time in the space. So I had to let go of that inhibition of, okay, this is, since I'm going public with this story, since I'm doing it for a public audience, the story is, even though it's personal to me, it is outside of myself now. Yeah. So this is just a space for us to connect. And so I just let that flow. So that was during my first performance.
And was that at the university at Ryerson? Or yeah, okay. Right. It was, right. So I went to that show, and I wonder, because I couldn't stay for the whole show, but anyway, okay. So I can picture the room, which was like very well lit. You know, it wasn't like in a theater where you have the lights in your face and you can't see the audience there. I would have been very intimidated as well, because you could really see
everyone looking at you. Yeah.
Yeah. And so from there, you decided to keep doing it. What was it that you enjoyed about that experience?
I think what I enjoyed about the experience was, again, that it was me personally sharing my story and pretty much letting people see me for who I am. Because as a journalist, we're often behind a notepad and a pen, you know. We look at ourselves. I know that a lot of my colleagues and me, we look at ourselves as storytellers, that we're being given the privilege and the opportunity to tell other people's stories. We're not story takers. So from this point of view, as a performing storyteller, I am sharing my own perspectives in the world in a very performative environment. I'm not preaching, I'm not doing anything else like that. It's just a very personal way of telling a story, and that was very very expressive for me in a way that was, I guess, uplifting for my soul in a way, because I do, it reminded me from when I was a kid, and I used to do performing arts and all those sort of things, and so I went, okay, this is a very vulnerable way, because I'm not wearing costumes, I'm not wearing any makeup, I'm just like vulnerable with just a mic in front of an audience and just telling stories.
That's so great. So since then, you told us another story at Replay at the Burdock?
And then I took a break, and then I just kind of, because I was finishing my last year of university, so I was just focusing on my university stuff and my journalism work. But this is me actually coming back to storytelling, this DNA show.
Oh, okay, great.
So so I hope to continue on with storytelling for the future.
Yeah. So will it be the first time you will tell a story in front of your screen, like at a show online? Yeah. Okay. How does that make you feel?
It makes me, because this is me telling a story. I perform poetry in front of a screen, so this is very much more, but where you can read off of paper, and then you can, this is my written work, but in front of a screen, it's just very different, as in, how do I get that physical human connection, because we don't, so how do I emote this connection, that this is a space that we're sharing all over again? sort of
Right.
thing for performing stories.
Yeah. Well, you will see that the connection happens. The connection just by yeah, you having everyone on your screen and everyone seeing you and just you being vulnerable. You can actually feel the energy, even though you can't really hear the reactions in the audience. But I'm very excited that it's your first time. Anything you would like to add about any of it before we say goodbye?
About how I'm feeling.
Yeah, about anything around storytelling, about how you're
Okay.
feeling, whatever you want to tell us.
I think that the storytelling community that I've witnessed, because I have been to a lot of, even if I wasn't performing, I've been in the audience, both virtually and physically in the before time, as we say now.
Yeah.
So it's very, I count it as a privilege and a humbling experience to be part of a very close-knit community where we can support each other and encourage each other to tell our personal stories, because from my journalism perspective and from now the storytelling perspective, I see that we all have a story to share. It's, it makes you realize that there's avenues of different human lives that are in each individual, and it's interesting when an individual has the courage to come in front of an audience and share their story, and we all invite them, and it's a very welcome environment to share that story, and it's a great privilege to be privy to those type of personal storytelling experiences.
Yeah. Oh my God. Wonderful. Wonderful last words. And yeah, it is very brave to do that. So kudos for that. And I can't wait for people to tune in on Sunday and hear your story. We will have 6 storytellers on the theme, sharing personal stories on the theme of DNA. Yeah, so it's December 13th. At 1 p.m. Eastern, I can do this. And so you can tune in from anywhere. It is free. Just check out Bodies of Stories on Instagram. I'm putting the link also down below. You have to register on Eventbrite. And I will see you on Sunday. Thank you, Urbi.
Thank you, Brune.
Bye.